Let's dive straight into Japanese grammar, specifically the art of expressing a lack of necessity. Japanese is deeply intertwined with culture, especially when it comes to softening requests and easing social pressure. By mastering this specific grammatical structure, you gain a vital tool for communicating that a particular state or condition is simply not required, effectively lifting the burden off everyday situations.
At the core of all this is the phrase nakutemo ii desu. When you pair this with adjectives or nouns, you're basically saying it doesn't have to be a certain way. It's a definitive and really polite way to completely remove pressure or requirements from a situation, object, or environment. Section 1. Grammar formation. Let's look at how to attach it. To use this phrase correctly, we've got to look at how Japanese categorizes its describers, meaning the rules will shift depending on whether you're dealing with an i-adjective, a na-adjective, or a noun. So, the Japanese language relies on distinct structural transformations for different types of words. For i-adjectives, the conjugation uses the base, kunakute. But for both na-adjectives and nouns, the grammar relies on a totally different base, utilizing janakute instead. Understanding this split between the two bases is absolutely crucial for mastering this grammar structure.
Let's break down the exact formula for i-adjectives first. Step 1 requires identifying the specific i-adjective, spotting that characteristic I ending. In Step 2, you just drop that final I and replace it with nakutemo ii desu. This straightforward tweak completely changes a simple descriptive word into an expression stating that the condition isn't needed.
The process shifts slightly when we deal with na-adjectives and nouns. Step 1 is simply identifying your target word. Step 2 involves taking the standard negative janai ending and transforming it directly into nakutemo ii desu. Swapping this ending out accurately reflects that the noun or na-adjective state is entirely unnecessary. Section 2. Practical examples. Let's see these formulas in action to grasp exactly how they function in everyday communication.
Our first example features an i-adjective. Takai means expensive. By applying our rule, we drop the final I and add our new ending, giving us presento wa takaku nakutemo ii desu. In English, this translates to, the present doesn't have to be expensive. This completely relieves the listener of the social pressure to buy a pricey gift, perfectly illustrating our step-by-step rule in action.
Shifting over to a na-adjective, let's look at the word shizuka, meaning quiet. Because this is a na-adjective, it requires our second formula. We attach the phrase kokono heya wa shizuka ja nakutemo ii desu, meaning this room doesn't have to be quiet. It's a perfectly natural way to tell someone they don't need to whisper or stress about making noise.
For our final example, we bounce back to the i-adjective structure with the word atarashi, which translates to new. Once again, dropping the I and adding the proper ending yields sono kaban wa atarashiku nakutemo ii desu. That bag doesn't have to be new. This easily communicates to someone that pristine condition is simply not required for the item in question.
Taking this knowledge forward means applying it right away. As a quick thought experiment to wrap up this explainer, how would you apply this grammar rule to describe an object in your own room right now? Scan your surroundings, pick an item, figure out if its descriptor is an i-adjective, a na-adjective, or a noun, and mentally construct a sentence stating how it doesn't need to be a certain way. Practicing this right now will absolutely lock the rule into your memory.